James Ferrara. What would you say your thoughts are on the performance tonight, first of all?
Excellent. Defensively, all the way through, we were solid. We stuck to our system well. We executed everything we wanted to do, really, and we were unlucky to have not got a few more goals earlier in the game, but we stuck in there. You know, not one guy gave up all night. We kept going at them, and in the end we got our rewards, you know, with the goal in the second period, and then it was good to get a few quick ones in the third to just kill the game off, really. They didn't add a lot offensively tonight, but they were always a threat on the break. You know, they hang a guy high and they try and catch you out, so we played smart defensively and caught them out, and we got our rewards.
Yeah, no, you actually said about the shots. I don't know what the final shot count was, but it was very much in the Phantom's favour. Was it sort of a part of the game plan to do that, knowing that their goalie being as solid as it is?
It was part of our game plan to obviously get shots and crash the net, knowing that the goalie played really well last night for them and kept them in the game and took them to shoot out against Guildford, which not many people expected them to do. Yeah. And so we ran into a hot goalie, so obviously when you face a good goalie like that, the more shots you take, the better, because he's going to have to let one in eventually, and tonight he did. It was a good shot from Petran there. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know. He said afterwards it was a bit fluky, but they go in. You have to keep shooting. You have to try and catch him out. You have to shoot in all areas, and fair play to the shooters tonight, because they got the job done. Yeah,
definitely. Now, of course, it was quite a few big hits out there as well tonight. It wasn't just shots. But how difficult is it then to keep the level of intensity that you had out there for every game, not just all game, but every game?
Obviously, it's difficult, and you don't play well every game. If you're playing well, it's easy to keep the intensity up because everybody's up and confident and everything else. So it was good to go in tonight after the win last night, because I think that gave us the confidence to just keep going, you know, knowing that we got the 2 points last night. We need the 2 points tonight to stay in the playoff hunt, to go above these guys. It was a huge game, so it's just one of those things where motivation was so high, we just didn't let it drop tonight, and we knew they were beatable when we knew we just had to get past the goalie, and as soon as we did, the job was done.
Definitely. Now, there weren't a lot of penalties called tonight as well, really. Did the fact that Perrin sort of let it flow, did that sort of make it better?
I don't think he had many decisions to make. I mean, there was a few that maybe he could have called, maybe he didn't call, but it was a sort of game that didn't need a lot of penalties because we had the puck so much, you know. If we were taking penalties tonight, then we weren't really doing our job because we had so much possession. And we just kept skating with it, you know, and making our plays. And to be fair to them, they defended quite well, and the goalie stuck in there, but they didn't rough it out as such, you know. It was one of those sort of, it was a good hockey game to watch rather than a physical sort of game. Although there was some good hits, they were all good clean hits, really.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, obviously 4-point weekend, so we'll have a look back at as well last night. Bucking the trend in Bracknell, 4-2. Yeah. So you must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. We got their number a little bit this season, which we've needed to have had. If we hadn't got the 5 wins against them out of 5 games, we wouldn't be in the race right now. So huge win for us. We've got to go and do it again in 3 weeks' time, I think it is, when we play them away again, which is going to be another huge game, 4-pointer, really, and the playoff race might go down to that last game. We don't know how it's going to pan out yet. So yeah, huge game last night. I think we were a little bit shaky in the first period, times in the second period, but again, Damo had another excellent game. He's had 4 or 5 on the bounce now, where he's just been unreal. He kept us in the game when he needed to. We took our chances, got a couple of lucky breaks, and we justified the win in the end because we penalty killed really well last night, defended really well, limited their chances. They managed to only get the 2 goals, even though they had a lot more power plays, and we capitalised on ours, especially in the third period. And it was great for our confidence. They're the sort of games that you don't always play well but win. And we needed that after the run of 5 losses that we had. So it wasn't going to be a pretty win last night. It wasn't the greatest game, but we all stuck together as a team, executed when we needed to.
Of course, and the sad side of that was that Lewis Hook obviously managing to fracture his hand. But do you, I suppose as a player you probably don't know, but do you know if it's likely to keep him out for many games?
I'm not exactly sure how long he's going to be out. But he's got his hand in a temporary cast at the moment until he gets assessed again next week. But I think he's got a fracture on the top of his hand, so I don't think it's too bad. But I mean, a big thing for him is making the GB tournament in April. So hopefully he can be back for that, and hopefully join us come the end of the season playoffs.
True. Of course, a little bit as well. There was a bit of talk online about an issue in the handshakes as well at the end of the game last night. Is there anything that you can? I
don't really know what's gone on. we shook each other's hand and got ready for them, and we were left waiting for 30 seconds or so while they had a little team huddle. So in the end, Slough just called us in. I spoke to a few of the guys after, and there was no hard feelings and nothing like that. I think their crowd made it worse than what it was. But it was just, they were just time wasting a little bit, but there was nothing really in it. No one's got too hard of feelings over it. It was just one of those things.
Good, excellent. Of course, now looking forward then, 2 more games against teams in the bottom half of the table. Swindon away and Sheffield at home next weekend. Obviously still chasing a playoff spot at this point, so we're still expecting to see some good hockey then from the team going forward.
Hopefully. I mean, hopefully this weekend will give us huge amounts of confidence, knowing that if we stick to the way we played this weekend and we back Damo up, then anything's possible. Swindon are quite close to us, really. You know, them and Bracknell are fairly close in the league. I don't know how they got on tonight, but Swindon could be potentially a 4-point game as well if they don't do too well. So we've got to go there and perform, which we haven't done yet in Swindon this season, the 2 games we've been there. So they're very offensive. We're going to have to shut them down, and hopefully take our chances when they come. And Sheffield's always an interesting game, so we'll see how that pans out after Saturdays.
Definitely. Okay, James, well done, obviously the whole team, yourself included as well, for a 4-point weekend.
Thank you very much.
First one of the season, but thanks very much for coming to speak to us.
Cheers.